Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Build your army decks, dominate opponents in player versus player action, collect and upgrade cards to fit your strategy, improve their power and unlock unique traits. Choose from all 40k factions, take part in campaigns based on iconic 40k battles, rise to the top of the leaderboard and win glory. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to this review video. Just a short one here. We're focusing on the man himself, Fabius Bile here, for this review for War of the Spider. So a resculpt from Games Workshop, and again, their latest models in the last few years, utterly amazing, incredible detail. Games Workshop, you know, truly the finest models in all the world. But their plastic ranges, you know, incredible stuff. So. We'll take a look at the unique rules at the back here. The previous video we checked out the Death Guard Chaos Space Marines. There's two others as well, there's Adeptus Custodians and then the Assassins as well. Individual videos so you can access the relevant information that you need. So Agents of Bile here, and we'll go through these rules. So the rules presented in this section are intended to be used in addition to those presented in Codex Chaos Space Marines. This section contains an updated datasheet for Fabius Bile that replaces the one found in the old Codex, or the current Codex, and rules for fielding detachments of his creations. You will also find additional relics and stratagems that can be used with these detachments. So you can go for a Fabius Bile themed Chaos Space Marine army and you get unique rules for that. So great. Talking about your keywords, getting that right. Units in creations of Bile detachments gain the following abilities. So, first is the Spider's Web. If your army is battle forged, all troops, units, and creations of Bile detachments gain this ability. Such a unit that is within range of an objective marker controls it, even if it fires just the troops ability. Creations of Bile Legion trait. So, if your army is battle forged, all character infantry, excluding Chaos Cultist units, biker, and Hellbrute units, and the creations of Bile detachment gain the Legion trait below. So, just talking about this notes here about foreign units, but here it is: experimental enhancements. Add one to the Mimp characteristic, and strength characteristic of models and units with this Legion trait. +1 move, +1 strength. Yeah, so helpful. Immediately telling me that you're sort of looking for a close range melee-ish type army here, if you're going to go for a creations of Bile detachment. Okay, and then some information about Bile himself. I wonder where the points then. Fabius Bile is 85 points including all the war gear, and the Surge and Acolyte is just 5 points, 90 points in total. Power level, an HQ choice, power level 5. For this you get movement 6 for Bile, weapon skill 2 plus, ballistic skill 3 plus, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, 3 up save. It's not the most amazing stat lines, but it's okay. Surge and Acolyte is same move, weapon skill and ballistic skill 5 plus, strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 6 and a 6 up save. So Fabius Bile is a single model equipped with a Cyclops Needler, the Tyranids, the Rod of Torment, frag and crack grenades, and it can be accompanied by one Surge and Acolyte, and that's equipped with an Acolyte's tools. So the Cyclops Needler. Range 18, pistol 3, strength 2, AP -2, 2 damage. Attacks made with this weapon always win on a 2+, unless it's a vehicle or Titanic unit. So, again, these damage 2 weapons, sort of anti-Primaris weapons come through. Not sure who was talking to. Someone was saying it was great how Primaris came along. They were 2 wounds each or more, but usually it's 2 wounds each. It took a while to kill them, and then now it's interesting. Now there's loads of weapons that are 2 damage. So you're back to square one again with Primaris models being brought down, regardless of the wounds that they have. But interesting. So that's a pistol. It says that attacks made with this weapon wound on a 2+, unless the target is a vehicle or Titanic unit. It's not too much of a panic with strength 2. It's 2s to wound everything except vehicles and Titanic units. The Rod of Torment then, this is melee, +1 strength, so strength 5, AP -1 D3 damage. Resolve an attack made with this weapon against a vehicle unit as a damage characteristic of 1 instead of D3. So really, he's not ready for going after vehicles this guy, he's going after medium heavier infantry type targets. It's not just looking to see if he's got an Invon save. I don't think so. Could be wrong. Surgeons, Acolyte tools. Strength for the user, which is strength 3, AP -1. The Chirurgeon, melee weapon, strength 4, -2, 1 damage. When the bearer fights, it makes 3 additional attacks with this weapon. Okay, and then frag and crack grenades. Death of the False Emperor. And then another pair of hands. If Fabius Bile is accompanied by a Surgeon Acolyte, after rolling the D3 for the enhanced warrior's ability, you can add or subtract 1 to that roll. For example, D3 result of a 3 could be a roll of 2 or 3. If the Surgeon Acolyte is destroyed, it is ignored for the purposes of route tests. The Chirurgeon, when Fabius Bile would lose a wound, roll 1d6, and a 5+ that wound is not lost. In addition, at the start of each of your turns, Fabius Bile regains D3 lost wounds, so he does restore himself. And then Enhanced Warriors. At the end of your movement phase, you can select one Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your army. It's not a character. It's wholly within 6 inches of this unit. You cannot select a unit that has already been affected by this ability in this battle. If you do so, roll a d6 on a 1. One model from the selected unit is destroyed. Then roll 1d3 and consult the table below. So this is the upgrades here. So if you roll a 1, this is on a d3. It's add 1 to the strength characteristic of models in that unit to the end of the battle. Then roll of a 2 is add 1 to the toughness characteristic, and a 3 is +1 attacks. So they're all pretty good. And that's the rules for him. There's some relics then. So you creations of Bile detachment. Then you got access to some unique relics found within that unique detachment. So, Helm of All Seeing. A model of this relic is on the battlefield. You can roll 1d6 for each command point you spend to use a stratagem. On a 5+, that command point is refunded. So, ability to refund command points. Hypergrowth bolts. When you give a model this relic, select one bolt pistol, bolt gun, or combi weapon. That model is equipped with. When a model of this relic shoots with that weapon, you can choose for it to fire a hypergrowth bolt. If you do, you can only make 1 attack with this weapon. But that attack always wins on 2+, and has a damage characteristic of a 4. And it's 2s to wound unless the target is a vehicle. But 2s to wound and 4 damage. Nice. Really good. Living Carapace. Start of the turn, a model of this relic regains a lost wound. In addition, resolve an attack against that model. Add 1 to the saving throw. Invuln saves are unaffected. Okay. Right, and then start of your turn. Yeah, pretty good. Living Carapace isn't too bad at all. Creations of Bile stratagems. Venomous Claws. 1 command point. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when you select a Creations of Bile unit, excluding Chaos Cultists, to fight with. To end that phase, resolve an attack made by with a close combat weapon profiled by a model in that unit. An unmodified hit roll of a 6 automatically scores a hit and wounds the target. It's not bad. And then Monstrous Visages. 1 command point. Use a stratagem at the start of any phase. Select one Creations of Bile infantry unit from your army, excluding Chaos Cultists, until the end of the turn, and resolve an attack made by an enemy model within 6 inches of that unit. Subtract 1 from the hit roll. Okay, there's more. Not too bad. See, you get a few page and a half of stratagems unique here for creations of Bile. So the macro tensile sinews. One command point. Use the stratagem at the start of your movement phase. Select one creations of Bile infantry unit, excluding Chaos Cultists, from your army. At the end of the turn, this unit can be chosen to charge with, even if they advance this turn. And when an advance or charge roll is made with this unit, add 1 to the result. Nice. Yeah, so that one's pretty good. The Master is watching. One command point. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase or the fight phase when a creation is a Bile infantry unit from your army, excluding Chaos Cultists, that is visible to within 12 inches of your warlord is chosen to shoot or fight with. At the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a model unit, you can reroll the hit roll. So rerolling hit rolls is okay. Dermal chitination. I think I pronounced that right. I think I got it. One command point. Use this stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase when a creations of Bile infantry unit from your army, excluding Chaos Cultists, is selected as the target of any attack. So you're waiting, going to fire such and such a unit at your Death Guard unit. Once that's been decided, you then, from your army, excluding Chaos Cultists, is selected as the target of any attacks. Add 1 to that unit's toughness characteristic until the end of that phase. And then taken alive. One command point. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when a model from an enemy unit is destroyed as a result of an attack made by a melee weapon by a model from creations of Bile infantry unit from your army. For the rest of the battle, an morale test is taken with the enemy model's unit. Each model in that unit that was destroyed that turn is treated as 2 models. Ouch, for the purpose of taking morale tests. Each enemy unit can only be selected for the stratagem once. So, okay. It could really mess things up if you force a bad morale test there. Supreme Creation. One command point. Use this stratagem before the battle. Choose one creations of Bile character model from your army that is not Fabius Bile. You can give that model one of the abilities from the list below, and you use the stratagem once per battle. So the prime test subject. Add 1 strength for toughness characteristics to this model. Yeah, it's a good one. The Master's Hound. Add 1 to the advanced charge rolls for this model. In addition, if this model makes a charge move, was charged or performed a regular intervention, add 1 to the model's attacks characteristic until the end of the turn. Yeah, not bad. It's straightforward. +1 advance, +1 charge, +1 attack on the charge. Nice. Yeah, great. And then Ravenous Biology. When this model would lose a wound, roll 1d6, and on a 6 the wound is not lost, so 6 plus feel no pain. In addition, at the end of the fight phase, this model regains d3 lost wounds if any enemy models were destroyed within an inch of them this phase. Yeah, that one's not too bad either. So, at least rewarding. You're giving you some kind of theme. You get the character, you just add him into your army. You can actually go for a proper theme now with some stratagems. Are actually pretty good, some of those. A selection of relics and the updated rules of Fabius Bile himself. So a further option as you try and create your own unique army. So that's the full review done. I've broken it down into 4 parts. Be sure to check out all the parts here, previous reviews, different Psychic Awakening publications as well. Keep a look out for more videos on the channel. Check out gamingfigures.com for your discount 40k and more. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.